All right, you guys, welcome back to another video. So the title of this video, so I was listening to my man, Eric Thomas, man. If you guys are not familiar with Eric Thomas, if you need any motivation, man, if you need any added fuel to already add to the motivation you got, or if you're trying to, find motivation from the bottom, man, go listen to Eric Thomas, E.T. the hip hop preacher, man. He's a very motivational guy. So it's been a lot that's happened in my life within the last, I would say, week. It's been, life has threw me so many curveballs, man. I mean, so many curveballs. It was things that I knew maybe was gonna happen. I just didn't think that it was gonna happen very soon. So even from the last video I made, that video didn't get as many views or didn't get out there as I planned, and I kind of was demotivated from that. So man, there's been a lot going on. But today I was listening to Eric Thomas motivational one of his motivational things. You can pull them up on Apple Music, I think Spotify too. I have an iPhone, so I'll pull them up on Apple Music or YouTube, depending on how you want to do it. YouTube, you can see the videos and stuff like that, like video compilations they got in there, and they might have lions in there, they might have whatever it is. It might be soldiers in there fighting, but you will hear him in the background, but you kind of just get the visual of basically what he's speaking about. You know what I mean? So the one he was talking about today is making adjustments. You know what I mean? And it's like I said, man, life just throws you so many curveballs, man. You can have plans and say that, man, this is where I want to be 6 months from now, or this is where I want to be 3 months from now, this is where I want to be a year from now, this is where I want to be in terms of my weight, this is where I want to be in terms of my, if you athlete, my 40 time, this is where I want to be in terms of my vertical. So it's so many things that happen, man, that just throws you off of your path, but you have to be able to make adjustments in life, man, and making adjustments are very vital. Me, I'm a sports guy, right? So I always use sports as an analogy. So let's just check this out. So think about it. If you're the Kansas City Chiefs, right? And let's just say that Patrick Mahomes gets hurt, but he gets hurt at the point to where it's the playoffs. You know what I mean? Or you a game away from the Super Bowl. So when Patrick Mahomes get hurt, do you just give up the season and say, well, Mahomes is gone, let's just stop playing? Let's just give up. We already lost in this game. Or do you say, okay, Mahomes is hurt, can we replace him? Absolutely not. Can we make adjustments to try to to fill in the space, that big space that we're missing with him? Can we try to make adjustments to at least get half of that, and maybe half of that can lead us to the Super Bowl and lead us to a championship? Yeah, you make adjustments. You don't just abandon everything just because one person goes down. One man doesn't stop the flow of things. You know what I mean? So you have to be able to make those adjustments. That's just like in life. Me right now, in my situation, I'm using my situation, right? So my girlfriend, we've been together for, I want to say probably about 4 months. I'll probably say about 4 months, right? And she's not from where I'm from. I'm from Louisiana. She's from Minnesota. So she's been having to deal with a lot of things. By the way, she's an esthetician. You know what I mean? Shout out to my girl. I got a hustler. So she's an esthetician, right? But she hasn't worked a regular job. She's not full-time esthetician yet. So just like how I'm doing YouTube full-time and also working full-time, she does the same thing with esthetician, right? So yeah, like I said, my baby's a go-getter. So she was dealing with a lot of things financially, you know what I mean? And she's been in a very tough pickle, and I can understand it, because I've had a lot of things financially. So she's got an opportunity to go back home, which she is going to be going back home and staying with her parents, to get back on her feet or to put herself at a pretty steady pace. So now that means that we have to do a long distance relationship. Now, this was me. I almost said, technically, I pretty much at that point was like, okay, this is over. I'm not doing long distance. I can't do long distance. Long distance is too hard. That's not for me, right? So I pretty much given up on it. Time went on. And I just from talking to people and just from sitting down and just kind of having time to think myself. That's why I say that having a long time is very vital. I figured out that if this is worth, if I believe that, if I truly believe that she's worth fighting for, I'll make it work. I'll make it happen. You know what I mean? So in another 2 years, I plan on moving to close to where she's at, and she's gonna be moving, and we're gonna be moving in together, and we're gonna be starting our lives from there. But the thing is, it's the process, it's the time that we gotta be alone. You know what I mean? It's the time, months at a time, that we're gonna go without seeing each other. You know what I mean? We might only see each other two times out the year. You know what I mean? Hopefully 3 times out the year, but it's going to be times where we might not see each other, for 6 months at a time, and that's going to be rough. I already know it's going to be rough, but at the end of the day, man, that's life. Life is going to happen. Life is going to throw all of us curveballs. If you're an athlete, sometimes you might get hurt. You might have to miss your whole junior season, but you still got your senior season. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't just give up. You can't just quit every time something gets hard. So this is I could either look at this and say, you know what, I hate life. I feel sorry for myself. God, why me? You know, I can say that, or I can say, you know what, why not me? Why can't I make adjustments? Why can't I adapt to what's being presented in front of me? Because life ain't gonna be that easy. Life ain't gonna always be, well, we all know that, right? Life ain't always rainbows and sunshines, right? Life ain't gonna always give you milk and cookies, right? Life ain't gonna always, give you a skillet with 12 cupcakes on there perfectly sprinkled. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're going to have one that's going to miss 3 or 5 or 6 sprinkles. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that you just, you know what I mean? That don't mean that you say, you know what, I throw all this weight, I make adjustments around it. All of these got them, but this one might just be missing for them. So we make those adjustments, man. So it's like, take that and put that into your situation. Whoever watching this video, you know what I mean? You might have been working and trying to get it and was looking forward to this job promotion, but somebody else got the promotion over you and you feel that you were more qualified. Now you feel that the people at the job are against you. Now you feeling like the world are against you. Now you give up. Man, don't give up. Either wait it out or let them and go to your boss and let them know, like, hey man, I'm willing to take that next step. What do I have to do? And if he's not budging, go over his head. And if you don't want to create that commotion, just go start looking for a different job or start looking for that job at a different store. You know what I mean? Don't give up on it, man. You know, if you're an athlete, if you ain't started, you going to your senior year and you ain't starting yet, right? You ain't started freshman, you ain't started sophomore, you ain't started junior, and you going to your senior year. You don't quit, you don't give up, you keep fighting because you just never know what can happen. As long as you show up every day ready to work, something can happen from there. There's no way that you can come in every day, give 110% and not get nothing in return. Somebody that is going to see the determination. So they're going to see the focus. They're going to see the hard work, the grit, the perseverance, and they're going to say, okay, I can do something with it. You see what I'm saying? So we have to make those adjustments, man. It's just like I always say, even like with me, I'm a sports guy, like even with boxing, right? If you listen to some of the greatest boxers, I think Floyd said this. Don't quote me if you guys not sure who Floyd Mayweather, and I think he said that he has a plan A, B, C, and D. You know what I mean? So if the plan A don't work, I go to plan B, and if plan B don't work, I go to plan C, and if plan C don't work, then I go to plan D. And some people might say, well, I don't believe in plan B, C, or D because it don't distract from plan A. That's pettycock. That's nonsense. Plan B, C, and D are the adjustments to counterbalance plan A. So if you go in with just plan A, that means if this fighter, it might not, what I do on this fighter, I can't do on the next fighter. So if I dominated this fighter doing this, the next fighter doesn't mean I'm gonna dominate him doing this because he might be prepared for that. So if I go in with that, okay, I see I'm gonna have to go to plan B for him. And it might not even be that big of an adjustment, but that's just what it is. If you look at the Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight, if you're a boxing fan, Terrence Crawford said he decided the day of the fight that he was gonna fight Errol Spence from a southpaw position. And I'm pretty sure Errol Spence never predicted that, never expected that he was going to come out and fight him from a southpaw position, and look at the results. It was a very one-sided dominant fight, but it's all about making those adjustments. Now, had Errol Spence did his research that Crawford could fight from a southpaw stance or from an orthodox stance, he would have been able to combat and put together a plan B and C to counterbalance that if he fought him in that. You know what I mean? And that's just the winner's mindset, and that's the mindset that some of the greatest people in the world possess. You know what I mean? Like I always say, if you put these people like the Tiger Woods, the Tom Brady's, the Michael Jordan's, the Kobe Bryant's, the Joe Montanas, the Dan Marinos, the Derek Jeters, the Barry, if you put all these guys, there's a lot of other legends, Michael Phelps, all these other guys, Usain Bolt in one room or sit them at a table with 12 chairs, everything that's coming out of their mouth will be the same thing. It's just termed different. It's just different terminology. It's just different vocabulary. It's just different proper vernacular. You know what I mean? But it's the same thing because it's the mind. So what's coming out their mouths, it might sound different, but it's the same because it's coming from here. And all of them at that table possess that. And you have to be able to possess those traits in terms of being able to make adjustments in heated situations. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna talk y'all to death in that video, man. That was just something I just had in my head today. I was like, man, I gotta go ahead and get this on here while it's fresh, man. Like I said, I gotta stop focusing on where I'm at right now in terms of with my channel and getting hurt because I'm not getting the views that I want to get. I gotta stay motivated. But this channel is to show you guys the nitty and gritty, man. One day down the line, man, I might do have 10,000 views on a video, and this video right here might have 10,000 views. But at the time that I'm posting this video, I'm pretty sure this video probably gonna have 0 to 2 views. You know what I mean? But it's showing you guys that it's possible. I'm showing you guys that you gotta struggle in order to persevere, in order to succeed. You know what I mean? Without struggle, there's no process. You know what I mean? Without war, there's no peace. And the war ain't necessarily got to be in terms of war of Russia versus Ukraine, the U.S. versus who, but it could be a war with you mentally every day. And that's why I think the biggest war I fight every day is with myself mentally. I promise you it is. I promise you it is. Like, it's a hard battle, man, because, you know, a lot of times with you try to feed the part of your mind that makes you a victim, that make you feel sorry for yourself. You try to feed that opposed to, you know, fighting through and, you know, trying to push through whatever it is you're going through. So, you know, like I said, man, that's the hardest battle. You know what I mean? But I just can't stop fighting. I gotta keep going. You know what I mean? And I might get the results I want. I might not get the results. I might accomplish my dreams in this life, and I might die before I accomplish them. But as long as I got it up and I work towards them every day, I'm okay with it, man. But this is it for this video, man. If you guys did enjoy this video, man, do me a big favor, man. Like this video. Also, man, if you like this video and you feel like somebody else needs to see this video, man, share the video too. Drop in the comments on some takes, some things that you feel I could have added on, or drop questions you might have for me, man. That's what it's all about. I want to interact with you guys and have some fun and motivate each other, man. Keep each other sharp. Iron sharpen iron, steel sharpen steel. And we all got to be iron. We all got to be steel. We got to keep each other sharp, man. But I'll see y'all in the next video. I'm out this thing. Peace.